Okay, interview Jon McCarthy. Must be delighted about that, John, building on what's been achieved already with the last 3 games.
Yeah, it's always a really difficult place to come against Welling. We've had 4 games against them now, myself and the gaffer, since we've been in. Lost 2. They got 1 back against us, pick up a point at our place. So we know how hard it is to come, and on back of the few good results we put recently, we just wanted the momentum to keep going and to go 1-0 behind here as well, and to have the confidence and the belief to work our way back in the game. It's really satisfying and really pleasing that this squad of players, since the gaffer brought a few more in, in that little break we had, a 2-week period, it's just increased competition, and I think you can see the desire, and people want to be in this team. People can see the team moving forward.
It was really difficult as well. We could all see from up here the playing conditions, they were really tough, and to go 1-0 down, I mean, it could have then been so easy for the lads to have dropped their heads, but I mean, they really dug deep, didn't they?
Yeah, there's different ways to play, isn't it? I think it's a credit to Welling, and when we turned up, there was nobody was looking to make excuses. We felt like they'd done brilliant to get the game on, and we want to play the games. We don't want to, with the greatest respect, come here on a Tuesday night and have to travel down again. So we were delighted that the game was on. It started to cut up towards the end of the game, but actually it was decent enough. It was enough for them to be able to play some good football on it, and you had to cope with the physical side and at times going a little bit longer and making sure we cleared our lines, and they were up to that, the lads, and that's a pleasing thing as well, because we have a reputation for wanting to pass the ball around and play a little bit. So to come here on this occasion and get a result under these conditions, it's just a part of the lads starting to learn and get a process where we can adapt to different conditions.
Great to see all.
We've been fortunate with people that we've got coming in from other clubs, and the gaffer creates a good culture in terms of our squad is welcoming of it, and we want them to come in and help, and they come in with their attitude from the clubs that we've loaned players from, and it's been excellent. And Ollie, we can't speak highly enough about him, the way he's settled in, but it's his work rate and his pace and his commitment and his effort, and then to get his goal, and what a good goal as well. The crosses, if anything, slightly behind him, and to put it right back across in the corner, it's an excellent header, and it's He'll do his confidence a world of good.
Just a word on Jon Rooney. I mean, that's a couple of goals for Jon. I mean, he's a confidence player sometimes, but he had a fantastic game today. He was busy, and he could have had 3 or 4, 4 goals on another day.
All season, Jon's biggest strength is competitiveness and is just his will to win. And you take that out of our team, and you lose a massive, a massive thing. He almost drags people along. His just desire to do that, but he has outstanding quality, and I don't know whether that's at 7, 8, maybe it's 8 goals now, and that's might have pushed him to our top scorer and comparable with in terms of midfielders. I think a lot of people would want a midfielder in the team in this division who gets 8 goals, and I think Jon starts to put him up at that level. But he just a lot of bottles, he's missing penalties this season, was willing to go up and take it again, and it was a great finish, and some of his work rate and some of his defensive work, which we've talked a lot about and with him, is now great. And when you see him when he's on form and enjoying it, you almost have to give him his own ball. He just wants to have it off everywhere and not pass it to anything. But it's a great sign for us when he's doing that, because Jon Rooney in top form is a very good player at this level.
John, I know that people are obviously thinking about playoffs because you're within 3-4 points of the playoffs now. But I mean, the first remit, I suppose, is safety, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's some realism to that. Now, our thing is, we go out and we will believe that we can win every game, and it's great to have a squad of players that that can do that. But we're still aware of the targets that we were set this year, and it was just to stay in this league. It was our targets, and actually the size of our squad, and when you look at the budget that we compared with, we would have ups and downs, and that's happened over the season. It's a credit to everybody that we're in that type of position. But hey, if you look at it, we've played more matches. The whole bunch of teams who are in there who've got some games in hand to come. So, playoffs. I think it's it's unrealistic in terms of if I'm really professional and I understand and been around for a while, and to see how many teams are there and how many games in hand. But then the other side of us, it's a challenge that we will pose our players to win every single game this season, and we believe that we've got a squad that can go out and compete at that level. And if you win every game this season, you will get in the playoffs. So that's the contradiction, I think.
It's just so exciting, though, isn't it, to see the new players fitting in perfectly so quickly.
Yeah, there's a base and a template that's there that we've built on during the season. So the gaffer knows what type of player he wants, and he's been there to do it. It'd be nice if you own some of those players. If you could own some of those players that, we've had to go out on loan and then you lose them, and then we go out on loan again. So that's the level where we're at. But that's what he can do, and he's able, and he does all the time, and all his career, and rebuilds team. And with that type of budget, the club is always looking to push on so that they'd have a bigger budget, maybe from cup runs or maybe from selling players, to get to a level where we can have that squad that is all Chester's own players. But it's really pleasing. But what you can do is create a culture and create a template so that when players come in, and he'll always get the players that he wants, when they come in, it's easy for them to fit in, and they can show that level of performance without too much, adjustment to everything.
And that's it as far as the rebuilding is concerned for the time being. There's no other new additions planned. I know that the deadline is looming.
If he gets the one, if he finds the one that he wants, if there's something else towards the key, it's been great, and everyone's pushed him on. And what it does is it's raised, the levels, and the other players in the squad who've been outstanding for us all season have had to go up again, and John Rooney would be a great example of that. We get Kingsley James back from suspension now, to come into competition in midfield. It's excellent in terms of the place we've got. But if there's something that's right, and the gaffer felt he could do it, and the chairman had given him the money, then it would happen. I wouldn't be surprised if he took a phone call and he felt he was the right player on the way home on the bus. He'd try and get it. He's like every other manager.
So never say never.
No, I wouldn't. No, not with him. He might get a text or a message, and I think the other side of it is now Chester are in the position that they're in, and the way that they're playing football, and we're getting a reputation that the clubs are more willing, and they've seen players come in and do well, and players have come into the club and always had a good response and gone back to the clubs and done well. It's more attractive for players, it's more attractive for other clubs to come on loan, and that's just got to be a good thing for our football club.
Well done today.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.